What up everyone, Anthony here with the second episode of the Quant trading series where I'm going to teach you everything about quant trading, about algorithmic trading. And we already did a live stream, which was the kickoff stream of the series. And just a little context, we built our own complete crypto exchange. Matching engine, order books, ETH settlements, private blockchain, everything is working. That's good. That series is also on my channel, and today we are going to take a look. We're going to start to write the basics of our own market making algorithm. Yes, we're going to keep it simple, and we're going to iterate upon that, right? We're going to iterate upon that, and eventually we will have something very nice. So we have an exchange. We're going to make the market for that exchange, and let's dive into it. So basically, let's open up main. So we had our simple scripts to test things, and now we're going to make it actually a little bit better. So what we're going to do first is, let's create a new folder. We're going to call it MN, Market Maker folder. That's good. We're going to make a new file in it. We're going to call this maker.go, maybe. That's good. We're going to say package MN. We're going to make a struct type maker, maybe, or market maker. Market maker is going to be a struct, and let's move this cursor out of the way like this. We're going to make a real constructor, new market maker. Going to return a market maker like this, a pointer rather, and we're going to say return this market maker like this, right? So we're gonna have some config because we want to configure this market maker so we can boot up multiple market makers. Why? Because we are going to add some competition in the game, right? It's very important. We're gonna first start with one market maker, and then we are going to add some competition. It's very important because competition is what drives the spread. It's very important because if there is no competition, the spread will be the same, right? But if there is competition, you will try to undercut the competition, and that's basically what makes the spread tighter. At a certain point, I will explain. First things first. Market maker. So we're going to make a config real quick. It's going to be a struct also. What do we need? A couple things. We want a user ID because our exchange is really working. So we need to have a user ID so we can fetch the address, the Ethereum address, so we can send tokens and blah, blah, blah. So we need this user ID. It's going to be, I think, a UN64. We need an order size. It's going to be a float 64. We need a minimum spread. Float 64, and it will all make sense later on. We need an offset, seed offset. It's going to be a float 64 once again. We need the client, the exchange client, which is going to be a pointer to a client, of course, because we need to interact with the exchange. We have our own client to our own exchange through JSON. I think that would be good for now. So we're going to say user ID, uint64, uint64. We need an order size. We're going to make this private actually. Order size, float 64. We need a minimum spread. We need the seed offset. And I will explain what the seed offset is in a minute actually. And we need the exchange client, which is pointed to a client like this. And if we want to make a new market maker, we're going to say, give me the config like this, and then we can actually construct this thing. User ID is CFG user ID. The order size is going to be the order size, and we could also embed the config, but yeah, it's a personal preference. The min spread seed offset. And of course, we're going to iterate on these things and make it better over time, right? And the exchange client, which is going to be the CFG exchange client. And some flies are attacking my infrastructure here. New market maker. What we also need is some kind of an interval. We're going to call this. Let's call this the make interval. And that's going to be a time duration. I'm going to say the make interval, which is the time duration, like this. And then we can say the make interval is the make interval like this. Oh, CFG make interval. Cool. The next thing we're going to do is make market maker start like this. And we also need the maker loop, right? Because we're going to loop each make interval, and then we're going to query the current state of the exchange, and we're going to do some logic, right? Each make interval, and we are going to configure, we can configure this all to our needs. So we're going to say func market maker maker loop, and that's going to be a for loop. I'm going to create a ticker. It's going to be a time new ticker, and we're going to say it's going to be the tick make interval, and then we're going to wait for that channel ticker C. Right? That basically means that each make interval we will do the loop. And I'm thinking, and these flies, man, what is going on here? It's these small flies, these fruit flies. Got him. All right, so the maker loop. So we can say here, we're gonna do this in a separate Go routine. Maker loop, actually, maker loop, by the way. Yes. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is actually start. No, we need this. So basically, what's going to happen is our exchange is basically completely empty, right? If we boot our exchange up, it's going to be completely empty, right? And actually, in real world scenarios, we won't need to deal with this. But I want to teach you this anyway. So what happens if you want to make a market for an exchange, for example, that has no order books yet? You basically query the price to another exchange, and then we offset that price to basically what I call seeding the market. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to make a function. It's going to be simulate fetch BTC. Let's make the market for BTC. It doesn't really matter. Actually ETH, right? Because we have an ETH private blockchain, so that makes more sense running under the hood. Fetch ETH, fetch current ETH price. And we're going to simulate that, right? It's going to return a float 64. Let's do a time sleep to simulate some HTTP round trip. We're going to sleep for, let's say 80 time millisecond. I don't know. 80 sounds good. Maybe it's too much. We can change this. And we're going to return, I don't know what the ETH price is, but let's say it's 1,000, right? It doesn't really matter. It's all fiction. It's all fiction. And we're going to say this will simulate a call to another exchange, fetching the current ETH price, so we can offset both for bits and for a bit and ask. All right. Yes, so we are in our loop here, right? So what we're gonna do is maybe we should, yeah, we can do it in here. It doesn't really matter. If it's too big, we can split it out anyways. Okay, so what we're gonna say is, first of all, what we need to do in each loop, the first thing we need to do is fetch the best bid price and fetch the best ask price, right? So let's do this. We're gonna say best bid error is going to be exchange client, what's going on, get best bid. And I think this should be capitalized like this. If there is an error, what we're gonna do is, are we gonna panic here? Let's just panic for now. Actually, let's do this. Let's do logres error dr. Can we do this? We can. That's good. And then we say just break. Yeah. Do this for now. The next step we're going to do is copy this thing and ask and query the best ask. So we're going to say query get best, exchange get best ask. Do the same thing. And then we're going to say, so because we're going to check if there is no best bid and no best ask, which means the order books are completely empty, and then we can see the market. So we're going to say if best ask equals 0 and best bid, what's going on, equals 0, we're going to say seed market. Like this. We don't have this function, so we're going to create it. Market maker, seed market, error maybe. And you can say if R is seed market, if the error is not null, this and break. Right. Okay, seed market. Yes. What are we going to do? We are going to say the bid order is going to be client place order params. We're going to say the user ID is the user ID. It's an N64 rather. Like this. That should be good. We're also going to say the size of the order is going to be the order size. The price of the order. Wait, do we need something more? Yeah. Is this a bid? Yes, it's a bid. What's the price? Well, the price is going to be, let's first of all query the current price. Current price is going to be simulate. Why is this not type hinting? This is insane. Simulate fetch current eat price. All right, damn. So we're gonna simulate a fetch to another exchange to get the price, and then we can offset that price based on the seed offset. And that will create an initial spread on our exchange. So the price is going to be the current price minus the seed offset, right? And then we're going to say an error. We're going to place that order. It's going to be exchange client place limit order, the bid order, right? And if there is an error, we're going to return the error. And I think I need to give it a pointer. And let's copy the whole shebang because we need to do the same thing for an ask. Ask order. The only thing that is different is basically this bit should be false because it's an ask. And instead of subtracting, we need to add, right? So we have the current price. We will place a bit below and we will place an ask above. And that will create an initial spread, okay? And of course, it will not simulate the, well, people will come in and arbitrage, right? That's the thing. This error can be this, and then we're gonna say, actually we could do return the error here actually, like this. And this needs to be the ask, right? Yes. I think we are set to test this out. So basically what happens is, in our main, let's open up main. In our main function, we have a market simulation, a place market guy simulation, right? It's basically, it simulates a guy, it simulates people placing market orders on the exchange. You just, each tick, they will place market orders. And yeah, now we need to make the market so it actually works, because otherwise a market order cannot be filled, a market order cannot be executed if there is no volume, right? So first of all, this main loop, and we already did this eat price thing. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna start the server. We're gonna make a new client. And then we're gonna say, that our maker is going to be new market maker. We're gonna make a config. It's going to be config. All right, and we're gonna fill some values in, right? So it's gonna be the order size, let's say 10. Doesn't really matter. We can change this later on. The min spread, let's say it's 100, just for now. We're gonna say the make interval, yes, it's going to be time. Let's do it 1 second. Let's keep it slow so we can actually follow along. And that's the beauty of having that we created our own exchange, so we can actually simulate these things with different speeds. So we can actually have a good insight on how that works, right? Because if you need to do this on BitMEX or on some other crypto exchange, or even in Forex shenanigans, it's very hard because a lot of things going on. And yeah, for educational purposes, we're going to use this first, boot up our knowledge, and then we're going into the battlefield and use real exchanges. Make interval, let's say 1 time second, right? Like this. Config inside of this thing. What do we need more? Let me open up maker. Your order size, speed, seed offset. Let's make the seed offset also 100. No, it's maybe too less. I don't know. Let's make it 400. Doesn't really matter. We need the exchange client. That's C. That's this guy here. And we need the make interval. We already have that. The user ID, of course. It's going to be 8. Why is that 8? Because we have a couple users seeded into our exchange when we boot it up. I can show you in server, I guess. You see, register user 87 and the devil 666. These are the users we have, so we need to respect that. Open up maker here real quick. Yes. And then we can say maker start. And we will boot up multiple makers with different configuration, right? And then we can see who is the real chat, to have some competition, because that's important. Let's do some logging real quick. What's going on? Main is giving me an error somewhere. I think it's this eat price seed market. We don't need this. and make market simple. We don't need this. All right, so first of all, let's go to maker and log some stuff out, right? So if we start, let's do logres with fields, logres fields, and we say info, starting market maker. Yeah, whatever. Let's give us the user ID, all the size, tick interval maybe, make interval, interval. Do we want something more? Min spread maybe? Min spread. Okay, let's see how this goes, right? So we're gonna boot up, make run, and see what's going on. So it's working. What I'm going to do real quick is to make this actually clear is if we're seeding the market, that's important so that we can actually log this stuff. So let's say logres with fields, logres fields, help, like this, info, order books empty, seeding market, like this, and then we're going to say current price is going to be the current eat price, like this, and then we're going to say we're going to tell us that we're going to seed offset with the seed offset actually, right? Let's do this. Right, so we start the market maker, order books are empty, we're seeding the market, we place a new limit at 14. We, wait, what's going on? And then we panic, but that's normally because we place a bid, we place an ask. That's the only thing we do for now, right? We just seed the market and we call it a day. But the market maker is keep getting these orders filled in. And at a certain point of time, the liquidity is completely gone, right? Because we only added 10 size, remember? 10 on the bids, 10 on the asks. And this market maker, this market order placer is placing a size of 1. So after 10, we screwed, right? But one thing I want to double check is basically this price, we place it at 6 and at, oh yeah, that's because, where is maker? We are in maker. What is our offset? 400. Okay, it makes sense. I thought, what the hell? What an offset. What a chat. So yeah, the offset is 400. So it's 1200 price. No, 1000. What's our eat price? Let's quickly check. 1000, right? So we offset at 400 as a bid. So that's basically, let's open up. It's at 600, right? 1000 minus 400 is 600. And then we offset this 400 on top as an ask. So we're buying for 6, selling for 14. So the spread is going to be everything in between, right? Cool. So what basically is going to happen right now is that once we see that the market, the next loop, right? So in this market making loop, the next loop, we're going to do actually the same, right? But the best ask and the best bid is already being placed. So what we actually then need to do is basically undercut that best bid and that best ask, right? Because if somebody places a better bid and a better ask, orbits and ask are not going to be triggered, at least not directly. So what we need to do is, if we want to compete, is check our minimum spread, because we don't want to tighten, we don't want to, how do I say this? We don't want to compete too much, because at a certain point of time, there is no value to be taken, right? But we cannot undercut our own orders. That would be savage, right? So that's not what we're going to do. Although we could make, let's say, 3 orders and make them kind of spread, but that's for later on. Let's keep it simple for now. So I think in the next episode, what we're going to do is boot up another market maker. So we actually can query the best ask and see if it's ours. If it's our order, it's all good. If it's somebody else's, we're going to undercut. And that's how we're going to tighten up the spread, right? Cool. So maybe, because we still have some time, let's do it again. Yarn. Man, make run. So we're seeding, user ID, we filled these market orders. What I actually want to do, because if we set fill market order, is give us some information what order is being filled. Because if we have competition in the market, I want to know if the order is being filled by user ID 8 or somebody else. So let's go back to the, I think it's order book where we did this. Real quick. Not enough volume. Or in server. Maybe it's server actually, not gonna lie. Here's this filled market order, right? Of course, we have different matches. That's yeah. We need to loop through all the matches to print out, because otherwise I cannot know who's on the other side. Let me quickly think. And I don't think it's in the scope of the quant trading series. That's actually in the scope of the create and exchange from scratch series. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I will fix it. So we have some better logging in the next episode. So I think this was it for this episode. So what we did is basically created a separate folder where we're going to put our market making logic in it. We created a market maker. We have a way to seed the market. We are already seeding it. And the next episode, we are going to put up another one so we can compete with each other and actually make our first basic algorithm. And then we're going to keep iterating upon that until you guys have a complete good understanding how these things work, and we make it more advanced until the point we're going to do some arbitrage on real exchanges. Right. So you know the deal. If you like this video, subscribe, like, leave a comment, join the Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.